Hey, thank you so much for rocking with us today. How you doing, sir?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I can't complain. I'm doing good. It was a good weekend. I got a chance to go out with the family, have a little barbecue at the neighbors. It was good overall. I enjoyed it. Can't complain. We got Darcel in the building. I want to put him up real quick right here. What up, Darcel? Glad to see you rocking with us this morning.
What's good,
And you might,
Darcy?
yeah, and you might be wondering why Trey's not here. I'll let him speak about that when he comes back next week. But it's for all good things, just so you know. But yeah, so this is going to be a great time. We're going to be talking about a few different subject matters. And first things first, we always talk about the weekend. I know I kind of talked about it a little bit already, but I'm going to let you say what you want to say about your weekend, brother, and we'll get into it.
So I'm actually I was actually not planning to do any streaming this week because I'm out of town. But for my guys Joseph and Trey, I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I'll do one this week. But I'm just like semi vacation, setting up some new equipment while I'm out of town. So portable equipment at that. So
Nice, nice. So you're saying that a whole complete break from this entire week, no streaming this week, doing a little detox, getting things set up. Is that what you're saying?
no, never that. I mean, look at that. No days off, right?
That is-
I've I've um I don't think the internet services here is good, so I'm not doing live streaming, but I'll probably be setting up things for next week and recording some videos so that when I do get back to stable internet, I can upload it.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Well, listen, I definitely appreciate you stopping by and being on the show. And for those that don't know, Tech Coach Ralph has his own channel where he dedicates a lot of it to different sort of, I would say, not just QA, but software and just learning different sort of languages. And it's a great place to learn, if especially if you're looking trying to learn the technical side of a lot of things that are in the tech industry. A great place to learn. So go check out his channel for sure at Tech Coach Ralph. And don't forget the tickers out there. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We love to hear input and thoughts. And we got some people I'm looking at laughing at Mitch. He says, "Hello, I'm new here." That will be forever his introduction when he comes on the show. So I appreciate
What's
that.
good, Mitch? My
Good,
guy,
good,
Mitch.
good. You got Ty Smith in the building. He said, "What's up, y'all? What's up, Ty? Man, well, where in the world is Ty Smith, San Diego? That's how I look at it. Because the last time I was checking, this boy was it was international now. He's everywhere. So always appreciate you, man. Mitch says, always blaming the internet. Take accountability. Oh man. Well, listen, this is gonna be a fun show. I'm actually gonna throw something very impromptu in here. The Olympics are here, and everybody has their thing that they normally watch when they come to Olympics. So, my question this morning, and I'll let Tekos Ralph answer it first, and anybody else wants to follow. But what Olympic event do you typically watch when the Olympics come around?
Oh, probably a bad question for me. I don't really follow the Olympics that closely. The other day I think on Saturday night I was at somebody's house and they had like the General Olympics on.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the gymnastics. My sister did gymnastics when she was young, so just like knowing what it takes and seeing what they do, that's pretty cool. But I don't really follow it that closely. I'm just I'm busy, so.
All right, all right. Well, let me look at the comment section here. I do got Howard P in the building. He says basketball. That is one of the things that I would keep an eye on, especially this year. It's very interesting this year. But yeah, the second one he said that's the one I normally follow the most, which is track and field. Anything that has to do with the track, it just seems like that's always been something that has drawn my attention. And that's me personally. Ty Smith he said just landed back home. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Oh, Ty Smith said, "Oh, 100-meter run, Shikari, 100-meter run. That's what I'm watching this year. Hopefully she does well. Hopefully she does well. I'm rooting for her for sure. I'm rooting for her for sure. So listen, yeah, the Paris Olympics is pretty much upon us. So if you put it in the chat, what are the things that you're watching? What do you think you're keeping up for? Because that honestly, track and field, that was the one historically I remember sitting with my dad and us watching it together. I don't know if it's a Caribbean thing where because either Jamaica's running or somebody, but we're always kind of like geared towards that one to see who's gonna come up on top. And it's always been fun. It's always been fun, a family event, at least for that particular time, y'all. So go ahead, put your comments in the comment section below. Go ahead and understand this is a call-in show as well. So I'm going to drop the link here so you can see it, but you're going to see the link reoccur a couple of times on this stream. And basically, what it's saying is, listen, y'all, don't be shy. If there's a topic that we do cover that you say, hey, listen, I want to talk about this because this is actually something that means something to me that I have some thoughts on, whatever the case may be, go ahead and click that call-in link. Again, the link is dropped down below, so you can click the link to call into the show and let us know how you feel. All right. So without further ado, and feel free to keep on putting your comments in the comment section. But just to keep the show rolling, we are going to talk about the Crowdstrike aftermath. And so I'm going to just read a couple points here, but then I'm going to let my brother chime in because the funny thing enough is that Ralph, tech coach Ralph, he actually talked about this on his own show as well. So we're going to get both sides of the coin here in regards to thoughts about this particular topic. But basically, just so y'all know that this thing has been about 5.8 or was it 5.3 billion dollars and counting in regards to what is considered the amount of the effect of this CrowdStrike event. Consider also the fact that there were airports shut down, specifically Delta, but there's a few of them that were affected. A lot of other businesses were affected as well. So basically, again, just to kind of recap for anybody who was not aware, CrowdStrike basically is a routine cybersecurity software update. That's what happened with CrowdStrike. They had a routine update, but unfortunately, there was some issues with the code and allowed for a global systems crash. The update was intended again to enhance security, but it did not do that. And it shut things down. Actually, security was too good. It shut everything down, so nobody could get in. And so banks, airlines, hospitals, and government offices were affected by this. And so that flawed code, that's been basically the issue of that, just to kind of keep people up to date. This incident actually reveals something which we talked about last time, which is this whole one system sort of thing versus having multiple sort of systems to handle your business versus putting everything on one, for lack of a better word, under one system. But with that being said, just to kind of keep you up to breast to those who are brand new to it, that's basically sums it up in a nutshell. But I'm gonna let Tech Coach Ralph share a couple of things that I thought was very interesting that we talked about prior to that he was learning from this incident when he did his research.
Yeah, so when I was reviewing it to see what happened, so like when I first heard about it, I was coming from jiu-jitsu class actually, and someone's like, "Oh, did you hear about all these outages?" I'm like, "Nah, not really," because it was early. It was like 7:30 in the morning, and I'm like, "What happened?" It's like, "Oh, everything is shut down. It's probably a cybersecurity attack." I'm like, "All right." So I started reading it. I'm like, a cybersecurity company that is the source of the attack. I'm like, I don't know. It sounds like a software defect. Like they probably did something stupid and mess everything up. And so it turns out the automatic update that they pushed, they didn't thoroughly test it, and it caused all this problem. Now, like you said, it was like something in the billions of dollars. Thinking about all the flights that are canceled, all the doctor's office, healthcare, all that stuff. The thing that I thought about it though is like, you know how a lot of people said, "Oh, there's a single point of access and all these things," but it's just, it's just like it's just a bad situation all around where you have one software that's affecting pretty much another software, being able to rewrite their files and stuff like that, overwrite their files. So it's not, the question is like, all right, who decides who's going to use what? That's my ultimate question, because let's say CrowdStrike is the best software, but then they have this error that no one's going to remember in a year, right? Who's going to say that, all right, well, let's segment it off to who can use CrowdStrike here, who can't, who has to use, I don't know, Norton antivirus or something like that. Or who's going to get to use Microsoft and who's going to get to use whatever new OS they want to replace Microsoft with, because there are different OSs. There's Linux, there's Mac, there's Windows, but they all serve their purpose. You know, the government primarily relies on Microsoft. depending on what you do, you might use Mac, but you don't run applications off like Macs for like on mass scale. So it was just a real bad situation that it cost a lot of money, but it's not going to change much. Like if you look at today, like what's different than what was different 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think for me, all I still know is that the major thing that affected people personally that I was aware of was the flights. Some people were still like, "Oh man, I'm stuck." I was literally supposed to be someplace. In fact, Ty, if you're in the building, let us know how you were able to travel. He's like, "Well, I just didn't travel with that airline." But like a lot of people were stuck. Like there's somebody that I know of that they were waiting at the airport 8 hours this Friday, not even like a week ago. This Friday, trying to see if they were going to able to get to a different part. They were traveling internationally, and they basically a lot of people gave up. They said a lot of people literally left, went back home. Actually, I think it was early in midweek. It was like around Thursday or Wednesday that they were traveling. A lot of people said, you know what, I'm calling it quits, and they left. And so they actually decided to stick it out, and they were able to make it to the destination, but it was just like an 8 hour delay. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit it just basically exacerbates, in my opinion, what a lot of people were dealing with. At least that's what I know of on an airline front. But if y'all have experiences and seen other things in regards to the effects of this, put it in the chat or call into the show. We definitely want to hear your input about this because it definitely seems like it's something that affected a lot of people. Mitch actually put it something really important here. He said it wasn't just the system, it's a shortage in pilots too. Oh, that's a good point. In regards to airlines, I didn't think about that. But in regards to airlines, it's definitely different. Ty Smith says Frontier didn't use Microsoft. Thank goodness for discount airlines. Were they on
I
Linux?
mean,
Like
yeah, it's a question. Let
like
me
what
ask you
was
a
it?
question. So about like all the airlines being canceled, being from New York, right? New Jersey, New York areas. Is that the first time flights got canceled?
Oh no, but like especially if you're coming out of JFK, definitely not. I think what it was is just that
Snowstorms and stuff, you know?
yeah, I think what it was is just like something that would be normally canceled
Yeah.
for a little bit here, a little bit there. It was just like, oh, we're cooked, and it's so funny. That's what Ty said. All luxury airlines were cooked. So listen, this is a lesson. Fry Frontier, fry, fly Spirit. And see what happens. JFK, LOL. I mean JFK, man. JFK Airport. That is the huge terminal in Queens, New York, here. And so, if you want to try to fly international, sometimes people don't even. Some people go from New Jersey to go to that airport. But EWR is great. Don't get me wrong. But definitely for major airports and major airlines, that is definitely something that I think was the issue. Was it was like, okay, we normally are used to getting cancellations. We're normally used to getting these things. This is too much for some people. It was like this is too much. But listen, y'all, continue to let us know what you feel in the chat. Let us know down below. Definitely want to hear your thoughts about this particular topic. And I think that again, looking at the economic issues as well. Let me actually go to Darcel real quickly before I go in. He said, "That's why I do road trips. I trust my driving." Listen, y'all, this is actually I'm going to flip this on my head because honestly, I got exposed to Amtrak. I'm not sure if you ever rode Amtrak that goes route, um, but I got
I've
exposed. You do?
I wrote it. I used it before, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. There's no TSA. You just get your bags on. You go on. You go for your trip. It's a little bit scenic. And if depending on if you want to upgrade, you get a nice cushy seat. It's all good. It's all good. And Darcy made me laugh. He's like, I don't trust. I just do road trips. But listen, I'm a fan of Amtrak. If it's local, if it's a little bit of ways away, and with Amtrak, I think at certain ports, there's one in Virginia. Not trying to promote them or anything. You can literally bring your car with you. You can load it up. Let's say you want to go to Florida. You can load it up, take the Amtrak to Florida, come out with your car. So Darcel, you got them right there, and then just drive off and have a good old time. And have a good old time. So yeah, that's definitely something to consider for sure. And then Ty Smith says, wait, Mitch said Amtrak isn't bad. I took it to Florida before. It felt like forever though. Yeah, sometimes that's the only thing is that it is a longer trip, but it's to be a little bit scenic. and I like that. Ty says a $25 Amtrak New York to Boston is clutch. I actually even know. I didn't know about that. I got to look
Yeah,
into that.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's a great
I'm
deal. That's
surprised. I'm surprised Mitch came to Florida and he didn't check in. That's crazy.
he didn't check in, man. He got checking with the OG right here, Tech Coach Ralph. Oh man, $29 for Amtrak. I spend like that much to just commute to New York from New Jersey. So listen, I need to find out what kind of deals you have. Ty's a guy when it comes to deals. That's for sure. Listen, if y'all like this show, go ahead, like, and continue to comment, subscribe if you haven't to the channels. Also, if y'all come from the Tech Coach Ralph side and you're just watching this, you never subscribe to him, subscribe to him as well. It's good for you to keep up to date to what we're doing. So definitely do that as well. And what I'll actually encourage you to do too, if you guys are having a good time, is to share the show as well, because we're about to transition to a little conversation that I like to have. Uh, before I knew you, chump, this guy. Mitch is like, listen, I got to check it nowhere. I'm good in these streets. He's like, I don't have to check it anywhere. But yeah, y'all. So we're gonna go into a segment within a segment that we love to call the bulletin board. And this segment, just to remind you, is powered by Black Tech Global, your premier directory for upcoming tech events. So visit blacktechglobal.com for more. And when I mean for more, I'm serious, because I literally can't show you all the stuff that's going down here. There's so much events that are happening, and you definitely want to be abreast about it, because you never know. There's some of them that cost a little something. There's some of them that's free, and so you never know. So you wanna just be around to experience all the goodness. First up, yeah, it's good for invest in yourself. Absolutely. Um, real quickly, as I put on the first one, I went to an event that was on the directory, this website, and I had a great time. I have a Texas X event. There was a lot of different people that I met there. Got a chance to network with a lot of different people, and so it was really good. And so that's why I'll continue to say that I support it, but I'm pushing even more, because it's something that I think that everybody could benefit from, especially if it's in your neck of the woods. All right. So first things first, and these are quick, y'all. So stay with us, please. First things first is we have the BDPA Con. This is 24. It's actually happening in Atlanta. This is happening the 31st to the 3rd. So it's a whole event. You can check this out on the website if you're interested. There's so much going on regarding big data and predictive analytics. And so there's different events, different people speaking. Devin Jenkins, a national tech and career talk leader. So many different people are speaking. And as you see, there's tons of sponsors for this particular event. So if you're in the Atlanta area and you're into AI, cybersecurity, robotics, and more, definitely check out this event for yourself. Then we have Black Wall Street Social. This event is happening Friday, August 2nd. So look into this one if you are in the Durham, North Carolina area. This one is specifically regarding business, and it's actually going to be a collaborative event between Text Giving and Byte, which is or Bit, which is Blacks in Technology. So if you are in the area, check that out. This is something that is going to be hosted by Nafiza, one of the guests on my show who actually spoke before, and a few others going to be there. So definitely check it out. You'll be pretty surprised at who might be there as well. So if it's something that you're interested in, go to the website, check that out. That actually costs $0. The Black Data Processing event that we talked about before that is around $525. So listen, there's definitely different price points for y'all to check out. So we have SquadCon also coming in the building. SquadCon is an event that they have from the August 7th to the 8th. 2-day event. It's going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada. General admission is $150. But as you can see here, there's definitely things that you can learn more about this event if you're interested in finding a little bit more about SquadCon and the hackathon, I believe, that they're doing, and all the events there. Again, go to the website for more details. Listen, like they say, I'm not fitting to be here long, so I'm going to speed through this. We have a couple more events, and then we're back to the show. And so we also have this event coming up. This event is going to be happening, NSA Professionals. This event is happening August 7th to the 9th in Houston, Texas. So you want to check that out right there. Full conference. They have various prices here. So you can see the career fair only is $449, but then there's different experiences that you can have in regards to this particular event. And so this is going to be the National Sales Network Conference. So if you're in the sales industry and you're in the area, and this is something that you're like, hey, I'm interested in looking at this in the Houston, Texas area, you could go check it out. They have the agenda here, they have the speakers list here, so you could definitely check that out if this is something that is in your area. Again, you see some of the keynote speakers here as well, and basically say, hey, you know what, I might be interested in looking into this. So check that out for yourself. Then we also have the BTS funding. This is an event that's happening. We actually talked about this event before, but just wanted to bring it back for y'all if you are interested. So BTS Lunch and Learn. Lunch and Learn. This event is happening on Friday as well, August 2nd, and it is free for general admission, so definitely check that out. See, look at that. Rewards found here. So if you want to check out the event, it's on the 2nd, and the last one's on the 9th, and this is going to be on a Zoom. It's a virtual event. But listen, y'all, if you are available to be a part of that, go ahead and check it out for funding mechanisms and strategies if you want to get your businesses funded. And last but not least, and this is something for you to definitely check out, get on the website. So go to blacktechglobal.com. But there's a Black Tech Mixer, and this is for going to be in Seattle. This is the Seattle series that they have right there for August 10th, from 1 to 4:30 p.m. This is about 35 to 60 bucks here, or dollars. My wife doesn't like when I say bucks, so I'm switching it down. But basically, this is the event. If you're interested to check this out, if you want to get involved with this coding event, and just a mixer, get to know people within the area. And so this is what this is all about. But thank you so much for checking in with us on blacktechglobal.com, your premier source for every tech event that you may need, so you can achieve the goals that you want to achieve, right? Check the website for more, for sure. With that, we're going to transition over to a conversation that is a segment now, and it's about the AI success story. And I'm going to pass it to Ralph to share what he's learned in this particular subject.
Awesome. So, we hear a lot about, AI is kind of like, well, people use AI for bad, deep fakes and all that type of stuff. But there are a lot of good that could also come out of AI. And I wanted to share this story real quick. I'll give a quick summary and then I'll go through some points about it, right? So there's a congresswoman from Virginia named Jennifer Wexton in the 10th district, has progressive supranuclear palsy, a rare brain disease which she describes as Parkinson's disease on steroids. And she uses AI technology to clone her voice to be able to deliver speeches on the House floor, right? And it's actually going to be pretty interesting because somebody that I knew used the same software service that she uses in order to make DJ Khaled say how awesome that I am on my channel. So let's talk about it real quick, right? So I'm just going to read a few highlights from this article. It says, when Representative Jennifer Wexton gave remarks on the House floor Thursday, she spoke using a voice that she and her colleagues thought they'd never hear again. A rare neurological disorder affected her ability to speak. The Virginia Democrat now enlists artificial intelligence to speak using her own voice. I can no longer give the same kind of impassioned impromptu speeches during debates on the floor or in committee hearings, Wexton said, using the assistive technology. This is very impressive AI recreation of my voice does the public speaking for me now. 5 months later, she shared a modified diagnosis, progressive supranuclear palsy, a rare brain disease she describes as Parkinson's on steroids, which I mentioned earlier. In May, she began delivering remarks on the House floor using text-to-speech technology. So the company that she uses, which when I saw the name, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. I remember this name. So it's 11 Labs, a software company that works to recreate natural sounding speech synthesis, reached out to Wexton's office with the goal of making a voice model program that sounded like herself and not the robotic voice associated with the traditional text-to-speech app. And as he says, I used to be one of those people who hated the sound of my voice. When my ads came on TV, I would cringe and change the channel, but you truly don't know what you've got until it's gone. Facts. She said on the House floor on Thursday morning, because hearing the new AI of my old voice for the first time was music to my ears. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard, and I cried tears of joy. I found that really cool about the good that AI can do, where, to me, technology isn't good or bad. It's indifferent. It's the way that people use the technology that determines the outcome of whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, that's an amazing story because I think about so many people that are dealing with, like, for example, the recent person that had Neuralink implanted in him. He's paraplegic, and he was literally able to use a computer with his mind and basically with his eyes, I believe, even like click and things of that nature. So, like you said, Rob Richardson, a friend of the show, likes to say AI is not neither artificial nor intelligent. It's basically like how what you can make of it. And the thing about it is the human in the loop is so important, obviously, to create these forms of technology, but it's really cool to see how it can really impact somebody's life like that. And so the question that we wanted to throw out to the audience, y'all, and feel free to call into the show. If you want to even call back and talk about whatever we talked about previously, feel free to do that as well. But how has AI impacted your life? How has AI impacted your life? Uh, or has AI had an impact on your life? And if so, how? Just let us know in the comment section below what your thoughts are there. But let me ask that question to you, Tech Coach Ralph, in regards to yourself. I mean, obviously, technology has made a way in regards to job and career and things of that nature, but even just making your life a little bit easier. How has it done that for you?
So I'll start with this, right? I was shocked a couple of weeks ago when my wife told me she was using ChatGPT. I was like, really? She's like, yeah, ask it questions and it gives me. I'm like, wow, okay, well, that's awesome. Because she's not like the most tech friendly person, and because I told her to use it a while ago, and then just recently, yeah, I was using it to find this information. I'm like, oh wow, okay, cool, that's awesome. But for me personally, I use it for stuff that I would probably do that I wouldn't pay for someone to do. Like, let's say YouTube descriptions. Um, I'm not going to pay someone to write me descriptions on YouTube. So I'm all right, let me use AI to do that because at the end of the day, no one really cares about the descriptions that much. I use it to generate images for thumbnails. Got my guy, your car in the building. What's up, your car? It's my guy
Salute
right
to you.
um, I use it for taking meeting notes, like when I have like coaching calls, consultation calls, whatever. Because I like to focus on whatever the person I'm speaking to, so it's hard for me like to take notes and stuff like that. But it just summarizes all that for me. And then I also do like investigative programming, I guess. So at the beginning of the year, I was using it to see if I could help that in the resume realm, like rewrite resumes based according to the job description, write cover letters based according to your resume and your job description. Um, Pretty much like whatever we can think of to do, I go ahead and try it out. Like there was, I think you mentioned it on this channel before by Claude AI. I had
Yeah.
there's an open source version of it that I had installed, tried it out, see how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, pretty much anything that I don't use it for coding per se, because I always like to keep that fresh in my mind. Keep knowing how to research, but the stuff that aren't that important to me, I'll use AI for that.
Nice, nice. Yeah, for me personally, I use AI in regards to just doing my job more efficiently. Especially this past week, I was just like, let me just kind of create a workflow that would help me to pump out more quality cold emails, for example. And I use Perplexity, Chat GBT, and I might be using some other stuff too to really kind of refine that process because, especially in our field, it's all about personalization. So imagine you have to personalize a bunch of emails. You're like, oh man, this is gonna take me all day. But like AI tools that I start to use really kind of help in regards to putting that framework together. And then also me using my brain and creativity to add to it is what really kind of allows me to be better at my job. And that's another thing too. Those individuals that are using AI when it comes to their job, they're going to be the ones that are going to be able to outshine others that do not. And so, especially if it's something that you can do, definitely recommend doing it for sure in regards to seeing how you can utilize AI. But y'all put in the chat. I mean, we're talking here, but definitely I want to hear from y'all in regards to what it is that you're using. And if there isn't there's all these different types of tools that are coming out every single day. But this was an amazing story how somebody that could not talk, again, absolutely no talk, no ability to even hear their voice because of Parkinson's, it's very debilitating, that they were able to do that. I thought that was tremendous. And so I want to definitely just kind of just shout that out, that how amazing it really can be, and really just, man, so good in regards to what technology can do. Listen, if y'all are new to the show, I'm going to definitely put it up again here, but feel free to call into the show. I'm going to drop the link below, and you could call into the StreamYard event here, and definitely let us know your thoughts if you prefer to do that. If you don't prefer that, do that, and you don't want to put yourself on camera, that's fine. You could always leave a comment on the comment section below and let us know your thoughts in regards to any of the particular subjects that we're talking about, right? So definitely go ahead and do that below. And so while I do that, I'm going to preface the next topic that we're covering. And this particular one has to do more or less with AI, but the future of AI when it comes to jobs. And there are actually a lot of interesting things here. So this is definitely part of the segment where I encourage you to share this with others, because there are actually some really cool stuff here that I think some people might be very interested in. And I definitely want to hear your feedback on that as well. So when it comes to AI jobs, as you know, as you may not know, I should say, the AI is forecasted to generate about 2.3 million jobs by 2025. So imagine, this is by CodeMotion, by the way. Shout out to CodeMotion for this source here. But basically, it's going to be fundamentally changing the job landscape in a huge way. This will be tremendous opportunity for those that are looking for work, that are trying to transition within the tech industry, because there are going to be roles here that some of them I haven't even heard of until I read this article and went through it. But 8 emerging AI jobs are highlighted in this article, ranging from AI trainer and creator to AI content creators. So all of this is going to be things that are emerging, and the identified AI jobs that we're going to talk about include a wide range. And I'm going to actually go one by one through them. So if any of them resonate with you, go ahead and put it in the comment section and let's have a conversation about it, because it's going to be really good. So first things up is AI trainer creator. And the role basically is this emerging AI job involves creating and refining the data sets that AI models learn from. So ensuring that they're comprehensive and unbiased. So that's something that is going to need everybody's input, depending on what kind of ethnic background you come from, socioeconomic background, because when you train a model, you want it to be able to do or be able to understand and respond properly to various group of different people. So this is something that you should definitely look into. The kind of skills that they're looking for, and to do this, is knowledge about ethical AI practices and a deep understanding of machine learning algorithms. So this is a time that if you're looking to get into the space, to continue to learn more about the machine learning capabilities there, and also data labeling platforms and data analysis tools. Another role is robotics engineering. So if this is something that you've always kind of been tinkering with in regards to robotics, this might be the opportunity to kind of dive deep into it. And basically, the specific when it comes to robotics engineering is now integrating machine learning to enable robots to adapt to their environments, employing predictive analytics for maintenance, and ensuring ethical standards in increasing autonomous systems. And basically, proficiency in Python or C++ is important here, and experience with robot control systems and simulation software can really help. Mitch said, "Can we train them to fight?" You know what? What's that show from back in the day where they basically had those robots fighting in the cage? You remember?
BattleBots?
BattleBots. You talking about BattleBot situation, Mitch? Yeah, the RPA. Yeah, I agree. RPA. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, hey, if they want to make it BattleBots to the next level where people actually paying to watch that, there's movies about that for sure. He's a definitely fine Ralph. Oh man, let me know when that happens so I can get some good upfront tickets to see your battles, your robots battle it out. But yeah, that's definitely. Oh, we realize.
Transformers in real life, right?
I know, robots in disguise. Oh man, so yeah, and then we have AI ethics and legal. So if y'all have a legal background and you want to find a new niche, this might be a good one to do it in. And basically having a solid grounding in legal frameworks, compliance, and risk assessment methodologies, and a background in law, philosophy, or ethics to navigate the complex moral landscapes, which is a big issue. There's some people that actually companies have got sued because of this particular topic. So if you are knowledgeable, it's going to be great. Explainable AI specialist, and basically this role is helps the specialist makes AI decisions transparent and understandable to stakeholders, bridging the gap between technical teams and business leaders. So listen, if y'all writing down notes, check this out. Darcel's hilarious. He said, "I'd pay top dollar for a transformer if I could get one." So he's like, listen, if it's out there, let me know. But maybe if you get a robotics engineering, you can create your own. Uh, so the key tools and skills are expertise in computer science, especially in machine learning when it comes to AI specialists that are explainable AI specialists, and also skills in visualization tools and technique to demystify AI processes. So there's a few more. I'm going to run through them real quickly. There's AI security specialist. There's conversational AI developer, kind of similar to the trainer as well, but it's a little bit different because it's trying to basically create. It's a prompt designer or prompt specialist, and these developers create intuitive chatbots that are virtual assistants that mimic human conversation. So that's another one. Then we have AI for business analysts. So this is huge because you want to show them where the money is, right? Um, they're all about using AI to drive for strategies and driving efficiency and growth for the business. These are all roles in 2025 by 2025 that y'all could look into. So that's why I'm mentioning it as well. And then last but not least, AI content creators. So this is the individuals that are using AI to basically create content, whether it's videos, whether it's images, things that we're kind of doing right now through what we are learning and playing around with. People are going to be paid by companies to do this. Proficiency in content creation, AI powered research tools, and a strong foundation in data analytics and storytelling are going to be one of the prerequisites that they're looking for. But the whole point of this is really to kind of just say, hey, man, if you are in a place I know some of these I haven't heard of either, Mitch. Like I was like, wow, I need to share this. But if you're in a place where you're like, hey, I want to get more involved in the new sphere of things when it comes to AI, do your research about these particular fields because there are going to be possibly some things that you could do. You might already be doing it, and you're just like, wait a second, I actually can do this as a side hustle or something like that. I can actually do this on the side, and I actually make money from this. Yeah, so definitely check that out for yourself. This was in regards to an article from Code Motion, I believe it's pronounced. Yeah, Code Motion. So check that out if you are interested in learning more. But I'm going to pause right here to hear from the audience. If anybody wants anything that they want to share, I just dropped the link, but I'll drop it again in regards to calling into the show. But Tech Coach Ralph, what are your thoughts about these various jobs that they have popping up when it comes to AI?
So I think it's awesome. I totally agree with the different roles that they're talking about. Um, and that's why I always kind of laugh when people say, "Oh, AI is going to be taking all the jobs." No, it's going to be creating 2.3 million jobs, right?
Yeah.
Now it's gonna take the job that you want to hold on to forever, probably. Yeah, it's like if you still want to be the person who's driving the carriage and the horse and stuff like that.
Horse and
Then
buggy.
yeah, the horse and buggy, exactly, right. Then yeah, you're probably gonna get replaced. But if you're gonna upgrade to the new Ford Mustang or maybe the EV Mustang, then you'll have a chance. But yeah, it's like so many different roles, and AI is not just gonna handle itself. It still needs people to drive it. And now the thing is with AI, because it can go so much faster, you can do so much more. So there's more stuff to put out there. There's more product to put out there. It's just making things a lot more efficient. The past couple of weeks, what we live streamed on was AWS App Studio, where using Amazon Web Services, you can use AI to prompt what type of software that you wanted to create for your internal business, right? It's like for your internal users. So like, let's say you have an office of like 5 people. You can say, I need this application to do this, this, and this, and it's going to give you the whole prompt of like your requirements for it, what it's going to build, and then you said, all right, cool, go ahead and build it, and it's going to build out a UI for you. It's going to build out the database for you, and then you can customize it from there. We did it in like we set it up in like 20-30 minutes, and able to use it, store stuff like that. And so now if I have a small business that can help me manage like whatever internal stuff, and we did one for invoice tracking on a different show, like invoice and billing and stuff like that. So but here's the thing, like some accounting firm, they might not be able to figure this out, right? Because it still takes some technical knowledge, but let's say you're doing like you're the AWS App Studio consultant, right? And you go from like different businesses, maybe specialize in accounting, whatever, right? You go to different accounting firms or whatever, and you go ahead and you create these little apps for them, so their internal internal employees can use it, and it gets documented, and you help them maintain that. That is another opportunity right there that you have, using AI to generate business for you. So it's just gonna make things a lot easier, revolutionize things.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, I want to throw out this question to everybody. Because this kind of came to my head. What AI roles that were mentioned interest you the most? And for me personally, when I saw the business being like a business analyst, that interests me right there, because I know a lot of companies, they may look for ways that they could use AI. I mean, I know for a fact a lot of companies are right now running around doing that, saying, hey, I'm looking for anything that has to do with AI that can affect my portion of the business in regards to strategies and driving efficiency and growth. That's something that, I'm kind of in that world already. I just do it for the contact center specifically, but there are going to be companies that are going to be looking for that. And I think the biggest thing, because there's so much noise in the market already, is, okay, can you really deliver on what you're saying, versus just because everybody's using it, it's now becoming a buzzword, and people are just kind of throwing whatever out there, saying, oh yeah, it can do what it can do. So I think the biggest thing is between AI business analysts and really even becoming, and something that may not even be mentioned here, is really being a trusted AI advisor, where you have enough cachet with companies and you have enough of historically winning background that you could be like, hey, listen, I've taken all the time to basically look at your business, analyze it. These are the AI tools you need. These are the ones that they're terrible. Like, people that could really kind of speak to that as industry experts, I think are going to have, or at least on the higher level, they're going to be sought after. So that's something that to be considered as well. Reese mentioned business analyst as well. For me, also content creator, just because I'm in the space. But like, if marketing is a big thing. So if somebody could really utilize marketing to pump out different things really well. In fact, there are people that I know of that charge less than their competition because they're using AI. And they don't say it, but based off of the research I did, I'm like, I saw here you edited that video. You use this tool, but not everybody's going to know that they did that. They're going to say, oh no, I have a team. We work diligently around the clock to get your stuff done. But they're utilizing AI, and I'm not mad at them for doing it. I just think that everybody need to catch up. So if you guys have any sort of roles that popped out in your head, whether it's even AI cybersecurity or like being a security specialist or whatever the case may be, let us know in the chat. Feel free to let us know. Tech Coach Ralph, I don't know if you had a chance to really think about it, but out of the roles that were mentioned, was there anything that resonated with you?
So I came up with this on the fly, right? So follow me here.
Yeah.
I would want an AI clone of myself, but the bad cop version of myself, so we can do content together, and we can like actually, because I mean, not even Mitch can debate me, right? So I need my equal to debate me, so that the good cop, bad cop version of Tech Coach Ralph, where we can do content together, and that way I don't have to pay the AI version of myself as much as I would pay myself,
Oh, I would be paying myself nothing. I'd be like, listen, you're my slave. Go ahead, do it. And then, but here's the problem. Like
But if I lose,
I remember in the show where the clone was like, who's the clone? I'm not the clone. You're the clone. I agree with you, and it's back and forth. But Mitchell actually said he's surprised that project manager is not on there, like an AI powered project manager. I think what's going to happen is everybody's going to have a little bit of a AI power up. It's like that Dreamcast game, Power Gems, or what it's called, or I can't really the game, but a lot of games are like that where you accumulate all these tools and get more powerful. And I think the same thing's going to be true with AI. Uh, Mitch said, "A lie detector determines that's a lie." In regards to the clone, well, yeah, I think in regards to multiple different roles, there going to be multiple different roles that are going to have prerequisites in the job description to learn and be able to know certain AI tools, like how Python is required for certain jobs now, or even how uh, you know certain things were required. It's going to be substituted now instead of saying, "Oh, you need to have this XYZ prerequisite." You're going to need to know these tools, and so coming to the game already knowing these tools, having an AI tech stack, that's going to be very valuable when you come into an interview. I think that's going to be very valuable. In fact, I'm going to start thinking about an SDR sales AI tech stack, and probably comprise a list of that stuff and really kind of say, hey guys, maybe this is the stuff you need to look into. But there's so many popping up every day. It really is hard to keep track.
The thing is too, like when I think of software or a tool, I just analyze what is it that I'm doing, and am I doing it in a way that's inefficient, right? And that's my
Mm,
starting point. And then I'm like, okay, cool. Now that I know what gaps that I have, now I have to find out how can I make it easier. So I
yep.
might look into different AI. So for instance, like when I'm like, all right, my problem is that I don't like taking notes while I'm speaking to people, right? So what tools are there to help me with that? And now every time I jump on a Zoom call or a Google Meet call, I have this AI assistant following me around everywhere that I go. And it's like, do you want to record this? I'm like, yeah, go ahead and record it. So it's really analyzing, and that's how all software is built. What problem are you having, right?
Yeah.
When X Now got started, it was an internal application for them to talk amongst each other, and
Mm,
it blew up now. Facebook, if you remember Facebook was only available to college students with a college email
email.
address,
Yep.
right?
I
And
remember
now
those
look
days.
at it. People were begging to get into Facebook back then. Like, oh, like, they were looking for email addresses from college that they could get so they can get into Facebook.
Yeah.
You so it's whatever it is. It's like, what are you trying to solve? What problem are you trying to solve? And that's where you build your tech niche from there. Do you like that flag?
I appreciate it. It made me think though, it's so true in regards to solving problems. Like, how many people have solved problems for themselves but didn't realize they were sitting on an actual multi-million or even billion-dollar business there? And so that makes me think of those that are watching, especially those that are coming from the tech coach route side, y'all, that are more on the technical side, creating things every day. Keep track of it. Keep track of it. You might be creating something that's helping you solve a problem for yourself, but could be patented and all sorts of stuff. And again, I'm not, I don't know that world too much, but I'm just thinking out loud as you're talking, just saying like, man, how many stuff have gone to the grave because people don't realize that they're sitting on something special. So that is incentive enough for me to be like, okay, if I'm creating stuff, let me actually see how this works in the public setting. But I remember that with Facebook, or if y'all remember Skonex as well, a few others of those social media platforms back in the day. Was it Skonex? Was it Skonex? I can't remember the name of it, but there was one that was like for high school too, or for like college. But yeah, that was true. Like if you didn't have that whole almost like a scarcity mindset tactic where it's like, listen, y'all, this is exclusive. You can't get in here like in the club. You get the red. Yeah, you can't get through here. Let me see your ID. No, you don't match the description. No, I'm sorry. You can't come in here. You're what? You're 19. Okay, no, that's not gonna work. But like yeah, so I think that that's something that definitely we could talk about more. Let us know in the chats what your thoughts are, what roles resonated with you if you were able to catch that list from Code Motion. Again, the list has a bunch of different stuff here. It was AI trainer, creator, robotics engineer, AI ethics and legal, explainable AI specialist, AI security specialist, conversational AI developer, AI for business analysts, AI content creators. Those are the lists there. If anything resonated with you, let us know in the chat below. And without further ado, we're getting close to the end of the show, and we have none other than our favorite segment, at least my favorite segment, Brown Box Special. We might give you more than one today, but because there's a few of them that are really kind of crazy. But I'm gonna start off with the first one here, and then if you guys want more, just put more in the chat because I do have another one if you find this one hilarious. So assistant meat manager, yeah, somebody that works at a meat plant, would constantly go on vacations. When it was time for her to come back, something would come up and she would be stuck somewhere for another 5 days on the phone, shed by hammered. Well, when she was on the phone, she sounded hammered and started babbling about how she could not make it for a few more days. It was crazy. They told her to cut the crap or she will be let go. Her solution? She ordered 20,000 in deli meat, that's 30 cases of every single item, and quit after sending the order in. Luckily, they caught it last minute. So basically, she took advantage of her job, traveling everywhere, saying she was sick, she couldn't make it, and then they told her let her go. They let her go, and she basically decided, well, I'm gonna run up the ante on y'all before I am out of here. And she ordered 20,000 in deli meat. That must be a lot of money. 20,000. Oh no, she ordered $20,000 worth, I think, in deli meat, 30 cases for every single item. Sheesh, and quit after sending the order in. I don't know if I'll be that vindictive because first of all, you go to jail for that. It's a crime. But what are your thoughts on that?
Hopefully it wasn't boar's head meat because there is a recall on boar's head right now. You hear about that? Yeah, there was like some type of salmonella, something like that. So there's some type of recall on it, and yeah, she should. She's proud. I mean, I would press charges, but this is me.
So funny. I'll say, Mitch, would you do that before you leave? And then Mitch said, "That's how I'm leaving." Beep, Ralph. I heard about that. Or Reese said she heard about that about the boar's head callback. I didn't know about that. That they actually did that. Thank God I haven't ordered a sandwich like that in a long time. So I think I'm good. But yeah, y'all, this is. I mean, listen. If it's time for me to go, it's just time for me to go. No need to get all crazy and possibly get myself arrested. So I don't know if I can do that one. But listen, if you guys want one more, we got one more in the tank, and just put more in the chat. This one is kind of racy. But if y'all want to hear another one before we go, put more in the chat. Otherwise, y'all. All right, Mitch said do another one. That's all I need to see. All right, so I'm gonna try to for the YouTube algorithms. I'm gonna try to try to change things up. But many years ago, an architect in my firm hooked up with a secretary after a party. One thing led to another, and they ended up doing the deed on the main conference table in the center of the office in the middle of the night. The next day, the architect is confronted by the head of security who had CCTV footage of the event, which he threatened to reveal to the firm leadership. Dun dun dun. Instead of being blackmailed, the architect went directly to the leadership himself. The head of security was fired immediately. Mitch is hilarious. I can't even say his name because he's not here. But basically, yeah, I'm gonna let him defend himself when he comes back and sees this. But in regards to the whole situation, I just think, man, that blackmail did not work out the way that he thought it was going to work. he thought he was going to get a good. I don't know what he thought he was going to get. I don't know if he thought he was going to get like him to design a house for him for free. I don't know what it was, but like, hey, what? I'm not gonna tell the bosses of you unless you give me something on the, pay me whatever. That don't work for some people. Some people are like, oh, I will definitely look at your bet and I will raise you $20,000 on that. No deli meat included. $20,000 to see your bet actually, and so basically, what are your thoughts on this one? This one was crazy, but what are your thoughts?
So, I mean, blackmailing doesn't always work because some people are willing to burn down the whole house and like they won't even let you blackmail them for $1. Right? Like I'll just burn everything down and like because which I agree, right? Like people who blackmail suck. If it was that big of a problem, he didn't just report it, but apparently it wasn't. You just wanted to try to come up off of it. And for the architect's side as well, like he's probably like, well, I'm an architect, I can just go open my own business. I can go somewhere else. You're the security guard, so like now you go find another job, and now look at you. You muted it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the story. I'm like, what did he like? What was his intentions in regards to blackmailing him? In regards to like, what was he looking to get out of it? Was it money? Was it whatever? But yeah, some people will be like, listen, I'd rather go ahead and fess up to what I did. But can you stand the rain? You can't stand the rain. I'm just thinking about BNF when it starts to pour. But yeah, like really, like, can you stand the rain? I can deal with it, but you're not built for this. I don't know if you are. So
you got options, If you got options, like all right, fine, do what you say you're gonna do,
Yeah, but that is it for the show, y'all. Thank you so much for rocking with us today, and we have Tech Coach Ralph again in the building. Appreciate you as always. Just
One
always
more
be there.
thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want when Trey sees this, I just want to know if the hat did him justice. That's all. I wore this hat
Yeah.
just for Trey, right? Just
Yeah,
to
definitely. Dang, is that a gold plate? What is that? That's the top. I didn't even see that.
That's I think that's a hyena.
Yeah.
I think it's a hyena.
Oh man, definitely did justice, at least on my end. I gotta give Trey an opportunity to look it over, but I agree. Mitch says I'm in the bind, Nate.
That's one of my sounds my when I'm streaming.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Oh, thank you so much as well. Oh, he said boo. He told me the hat. He's like, boo. It's not a Trey's level. He's like, there's the game, there's levels to this. Yeah, as Mitch is alluding to there. But yeah, thank you so much, man. The show, the hat, I think was great, and I think again, Trey will appreciate that. Even just thinking about him, Trey, we're looking forward to seeing you back, brother. But thank you so much again, Tech Coach Ralph, for coming through. Appreciate that as well. And listen, y'all, well, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and share if you haven't did so as well. Appreciate it as well, Mitch. And Oris, appreciate you too. You have a great week as well. Thank y'all. And like we always say, welcome to Talk That Tech. The number one talk tech morning show. I can't talk right now. I'm tired. A morning show on the planet. Y'all have a great day. Peace and elbow grease. Have a great rest of your day.